YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic. And welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a D23 video. I guess this weekend was Destination D23. And they started talking about, it's basically like a mini D23 event until the next one next year. And they talked about a lot of stuff for upcoming Disney films and announced some new ones. So let's go ahead and get started talking about Destination D23 and the movies they discussed. And we'll rank them based off of my excitement level. Number 7 is Ice Age Boiling Point. So this is basically Ice Age 6. And essentially, it's going to be, I guess, going back to the dinosaur world. I'm pretty sure it's going to star Buck and all that stuff. And it's going to feature Scrat's son, which I didn't even know he had a son, because I guess it was shown in the Scrat shorts on Disney+. So I actually didn't even know anything about it, but the reason it's in last place is because I kind of fallen out of the Ice Age franchise, and I wasn't a big fan of the last 3, so not that I don't have any interest in watching it, but I'll see how it is, but that's my opinion, though. Wait, this is Ice Age 6? I thought this, wasn't there a 6th movie? Or that was Ice Age 5? So, Adventures of Buck and Buck Wild didn't count? I don't know. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on Ice Age. Whatever. It's fine. I might see it, but I don't know. Number 6 is Hexed. So this is a new Disney animated film coming out in fall of 2026. And it seems interesting. Let me see if I can put up the plot here. So basically, the plot is an awkward teenage boy and his type A mom discovered that what makes him unusual might be magical powers that will turn their lives and a secret world of magic upside down. So that kind of sounds a little bit like Onward, but it sounds very colorful, it sounds very magical, and I'm hoping that this film could be interesting. The reason it's low is because I just don't really know too much about it, and none of us really know too much about it, so yeah. Number 5 is D23 Kid Last Straw. So, it's crazy that I put this one in the top 5 because before, if you would have told me like a few years back if I was a fan of D23 Kid, I would have told you not really. Now, I've never read the books, and I might one day, but I have seen all the films, even the other 3 animated films, and I really enjoy most of them. These books, these movies are really entertaining. The live-action first 2 films are very good, and then I also just really liked the third Christmas film that we got back in 2023. I thought that was really good. And with them making, I guess, a new Christmas special, I'm actually kind of down for it. Now, I don't know if it'll be good as Christmas Cabin Fever, but I'm hoping it's still good. Number 4 is The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, I've watched a few episodes of The Mandalorian, and honestly, they're peak. They're fire. And honestly, it's kind of the only piece of Star Wars that I've ever actually watched. Now, the reason it's at number 4 is a few things. I haven't finished Mandalorian yet. And also, I haven't fully... considering that this is the first Star Wars movie that we're getting since Rise of Skywalker is a little weird. And the fact that our next big Star Wars movie is going to be a TV show film, a Mandalorian episode, basically. But what gets me excited for it is really just Jon Favreau. He's great at directing movies, and he can tell a story. He did the first 2 Iron Man movies. He did possibly some of the best live action Disney remakes with The Lion King and The Jungle Book. He also directed a movie called Chef. So I think he could do really good action, but also a really good story. He has me sold. Number 3 is Toy Story 5. And I know that a lot of you are kind of nervous for this movie, or just not excited for it, because you think this franchise should have just ended with the 3rd film. And I understand that concept, but you also gotta understand that, like, Toy Story, whether you don't want the movie or not, I think they could still make a great story. Because, like, I feel like with every movie, obviously for me, Toy Story 2 is probably the best film we've gotten from the franchise. But with every installment, they're able to have a specific tone, but also a new great story to be told. With the first film, it's all about, like, a buddy film. You get the second film, and it's all about what happens when your kids grow up. And then the third film is that happens, and how do you move on from that? What do? Do you go to daycare? Do you go in the attic? Do you go to your kid? Do you go to with your kid to college? Like, what happens? And it turns out you can actually give it to another kid away and live with someone else. But now the 4th movie comes out, and everybody was like, why would they do Woody? Because that was Woody's story. It's continuing Woody's story. Now, I will say, the story that they're coming up here, while it does sound exciting, I don't know how it's going to be able to fix and, do that whole thing where Woody goes back, comes back, or whatever. It's like, obviously this movie's going to make a ton load of money, but I also know that it will possibly stand out alone as another great Toy Story movie. That, like, when the 4th film came out, like, it really stood out. Like, it told its separate story. Yeah, I'm not as pleased in the way they handled the other characters, the way they made Buzz turn out. But what's also crazy is, from what we heard about in Toy Story 5, that essentially they at D23 they showed the opening scene of Toy Story 5. That essentially it's gonna be a truckload of malfunctioning Buzz Lightyear toys with, like, a new logo and everything, and they're basically trapped on an island, and they basically make like a little raft to get out and escape. And honestly, that just sounds peak. And I even saw a little snippet from when 3C Films was talking about it, and I'm like, that just sounds so exciting, so cool. I'm like, I need that now. I need that now. And if Buzz Lightyear is going to be, like, the peak, the way he was back in Toy Story 2, oh, please, give me more of it. Like, Buzz was so trash in Toy Story 4. Give me more of what Buzz Lightyear is supposed to be, with the funny and the charmingness. And having a million Buzz Lightyears that thinking they're space rangers, but they're going bananas, and because of it, that is going to be so exciting to watch. And I'm so down for that. Number 2 is Zootopia 2. So yeah, I've talked about this movie already with the top 5 most anticipated films of the fall. And, yeah, I'm so excited for it. I loved the first Zootopia. I love that it feels like, I love that it's a film that is able to be mature, but it's also able to be enjoyable for kids, to where they can watch all the cute animals and get distracted by that. And they can watch it, while the adults, they can watch absolute peak writing of a story. And with this second film, while they haven't teased the greatness of that emotional and depth of it, they're probably saving it for when the movie comes out in theaters. And I'm excited for that. And also, it's kind of crazy to me, because I feel like I should be really excited for the snake character with Ke Kwan, Gary, or whatever. But for some reason, I'm excited for all the other characters that are about to show up. Not just the returning characters, but, like, the new characters that are coming in. Whether it's the therapist, or or like the new mayor, played by the guy that played Joe in Family Guy. Like, all these characters in the film are going to be so exciting, and it just looks fun. It looks funny. I'm excited to see Judy and Nick again. All of it just looks really good. So, can't wait to see it in November of 2025. But coming in first place, my most anticipated film that was announced at D23, or was talked about at Destination D23, is Avengers Doomsday. It was no secret that this film was going to come out on top. Easily, this is one of my most anticipated films of 2026, but also one of my most anticipated films of the Disney company. Mainly because, it's an Avengers movie. In many cases, this is kind of like the Infinity War of the multiverse saga. And, obviously, I can understand that people are nervous for this film because it is kind of balancing a lot. You're bringing in the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, the Fox X-Men, the Sam Wilson New Avengers, the Wakandans, plus Namor, and then you're having to introduce Doctor Doom. And you're doing that all in a expansion of a movie. I think some of the new details with this film that kind of got me excited is all the stuff with Steve Rogers. Now, I have no idea if Chris Evans is going to be in this movie. I haven't seen anything. But if he happens to show up in this film, I might go crazy. Because I think since Endgame, I've honestly been wanting to see, what is his story like now? Does he have children? What's his life with Peggy now? What has that perfect life turned out for him? And even if he probably doesn't do any, big action stuff. And because, we've been hearing about, that Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr. have had a feud on stage, on set. Those were fake. I hope that the Steve Rogers stuff isn't. Hopefully it's not, but I will have to wait and see. We've got to wait and see. If Chris Evans happens to be in the trailer, I'm so down for it. I cannot wait. Bring me to this. I cannot wait. But that is my list of all the D23 movies. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.